Consuelo mathletes. Okay, what are we doing today? We're essentially doing what we did at the beginning of the last video. I'm giving you the parts, and you're going to assemble it. So most of what we're doing at the end of this chapter, like the last couple of videos and the videos that'll follow, is I'm giving you the equation and you're pulling it apart. That's not what I'm doing here. Today what we're doing is we're multiplying it out, okay? So I'm giving you the parts and you're assembling it back into an equation. Okay, now let's just get to it and then hopefully you'll see what happens. And we've already kind of done this. These are just longer problems because they're not degree 2. We did this back with quadratics. Write the equation of a quadratic. You look at your chapter 4 test, it's on there. It was on your final, but you don't have that. But anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so write the equation of each polynomial. What does everyone begin with? Y equals A, right? Y equals A. So here we've got y equals A. And then one of the zeros is 3, but it's got multiplicity 2. So you can write x minus 3 times x minus 3, and that's fine. Okay, myself, I'm going to opt for writing x minus 3 quantity squared. That just means it's x minus 3 times itself. And then the other one is x plus 2/5. Now, let's pick A. And you have to pick the easiest A. The easiest A here is not just 1, because we're going to have to multiply all this out. And I don't want to have to multiply this fraction. So what I'm going to do is pick an A value, okay, that I don't have a fraction. So I'm going to let A equal 5. Now, you don't really need to write this line. Remember, these are factors. So do I give the 5 to every factor? No, I give it to one of them. And it doesn't make any sense to give it to the x minus 3, because why did I pick 5 in the first place? So I could give it to the x plus 2/5. Okay? So let's give it to the x plus 2/5. So it's x minus 3 quantity squared. And if I give the 5 to the x plus 2/5, it's 5x plus 2. And now I just multiply it out. And next time I'm probably not going to take so much room here. Like probably I'll combine some of these steps. But okay, so this is x squared minus 6x plus 9. And then times 5x plus 2. Okay, now distribute. And again, I like to distribute the smaller factor to the larger one. You can take the first one to the second one, that's fine, but I like to give the smaller one to the larger one. I just find it's easier. So I'm going to distribute the 5x first, and then I'm going to distribute the 2, and then I'm going to combine like terms. Okay. So, if we distribute the 5x, we get 5x cubed minus 30x squared plus 45x. And now I'm going to distribute the 2 and stack like terms. So it's 2x squared minus 12x plus 18. Okay, so what do we get? Y equals 5x cubed minus 28x squared plus, what would that be, 33x? Hopefully I didn't make a mistake there. And then plus 18. Okay? All right, let's take a look at this. Given 0 is 3 and square root of 7i. Now remember, if there's a square root of 7i, there's also a negative square root of 7i, right? Because it's got it's conjugate root theorem. A plus bi has an a minus bi. So we've got y equals a times x minus 3 times x minus square root of 7i times x plus square root of 7i. Okay, and here I'm going to let a equal 1. There are no fractions. Basically, that's the only time you really have to worry about letting a be something other than 1. Now is when you have a fraction to get rid of. I'm going to multiply these two together first because it'll probably be easier. Okay, so I'm going to leave the x minus 3 as it is, and this would be x squared. The middle term is going to go away, and then minus 7i squared, which is x minus 3 times x squared plus 7. And now I'm going to distribute. So we get x cubed plus 7x, and then we'll distribute the negative 3. So it's x cubed minus 3x squared plus 7x minus 21. Okay? Now, in the second set of problems, I'm saying write the equation of each polynomial, and providing you have real number coefficients, you may leave, there goes that bell again, you may leave it in factored form. Okay? So I'm not going to multiply it out if I don't have to. Okay, so what do we have here? We have 5 exists 3 times, a negative 7 and 13. So it's y equals a, x minus 5, and I could write it 3 times, but I'm going to say it's cubed, x plus 7, and x minus 13. Are there any fractions to get rid of? No. So we'll just let a equal 1, and you pretty much have your answer. Notice in the part A, I actually multiplied it out. Why? Because I didn't say you could leave it factored. But here I gave you explicit instructions. Sorry, I don't want that A there anymore. I gave you explicit instructions that you may leave it factored. So I would leave it factored if I was you, because it'll just be a lot faster and be a lot less work. Okay. Now let's take a look at the second one. Remember, we have a 2 minus I also, and a square root of 3i also. Okay, so we have y equals a. Hopefully I can fit it in here. You know what, I think I'm going to go down and give myself some more room here. So we'd have, going down here to get the answer. Y equals a times x minus 2 plus I, x minus 2 minus I, x plus square root of 3i, x minus square root of 3i, and hopefully x minus 6. Okay, may I leave this factored? No. Why? Because these aren't real numbers. This you can leave. That one you can leave alone. Okay? So there are no fractions to get rid of. So I'm going to let a equal 1. And now I'm going to multiply whatever I have to multiply out. Okay? So notice these first couple ones are kind of complicated looking. Well, I'm going to do the same thing we did back before. I'm going to call this x minus 2 minus I and x minus 2 plus I. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. Now I'm going to multiply these two together, and that'll just be x squared minus 3i squared. And then this just x minus 6. Okay, remember when we multiplied these, what I'm going to do is put parentheses. So they're conjugates. So we'd have x minus 2 quantity squared, and then that's going to be minus I squared. Okay, that's the first one. This is x squared plus 3, and this is x minus 6. Okay, now let's multiply this out. So this is going to be x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus 1. And then this is x squared plus 3 and x minus 6. And then final thing would be x squared minus 4x plus 5 times x squared plus 3 times x minus 6. Now I can stop. Why can I stop here, but I couldn't stop back at the beginning? Because the instructions say, providing you have real coefficients, you may leave it factored. Well, up here, I didn't have real coefficients. I had one, that was it. You know, the rest was a bunch of imaginary numbers. So, but right now I've got this to the point where it's all real numbers. Okay? So, that's it for today. No mas. So, again, the idea is basically the same as what we've done before, right? Y equals A, then x minus each 0. Okay? Have a good day, mathletes. I hope this is really made for an exciting day for you. Bye-bye.